If you want to learn about how you can ride your horse 20 miles along the Atlantic Ocean, as well as support the American Heart Association at the same time, stay tuned to Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Lakewood Camp and Resort in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the American Heart Association's 21st annual horseback ride-a-thon to be held here at Lakewood this weekend. And we're visiting with one of the planners who's also been riding for the last 9 years, Cooper Wellons. Cooper, yes. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Great opportunity this week to think about highlighting the ride-a-thon and all the folks that will be out here right behind us on horses getting out riding 20 miles on Saturday. Incredible.
Well, we're all looking forward to it.
I bet.
I know my whole family's looking forward to it.
You said for the last 9 years, I think you've been riding?
Yep, I've been riding for the last 9 years, and all of my children ride with me every year as well. And my oldest son, he was 3 years old when he first started riding. But it's a big event for us. I mean, we get excited, and we can't wait for it every year.
I bet. I bet. Do y'all ever get is there an opportunity to get out on the beach and ride other than a time like this? I mean, is there ever an open opportunity to get out for folks who live on the beach?
You can ride, but it's only in the winter months.
Right.
And they've really got us very restricted of where you can ride and what you can do. And one reason I got involved with the Heart Association was about 5 or 6 years ago, I got concerned that they were going to stop horseback riding altogether along the beach.
Right.
And when I started riding in it, it was more just because my children and I wanted to ride in it. But when I felt like, and I saw there was a chance that we may lose it, and with Tammy and Jack involved in the Heart Association, I just got more and more involved because I didn't want to lose it because of my own personal reasons of enjoying it so much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very definitely. Wow. Well, that's I can't wait to get out here this weekend and see all the folks out. I'm not a rider myself, but it'll be fun seeing you and your family out here.
You need to come ride with us.
Someday. Well, what about yourself a little bit, Cooper? Are you originally from the area?
Well, I'm originally from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I ended up coming to Myrtle Beach after I graduated from college. And I came down here and I went to work. I'm in a family business. I'm in the hotel business and the land development business. And that's how I ended up down here at Myrtle Beach, and once I landed here, I just never left.
It's tough to leave. That's right, as folks say, getting the sand in the shoes.
Well, it has grown a lot, and it's been a big change in Myrtle Beach.
Well, there's probably a lot of folks in the viewing area. Of course, Robinson and Scotland County are part of our viewing area, as is much of Columbus County, who probably know you and your family from your time in Fayetteville. Your family goes a heck of a long way back in Fayetteville, I believe.
Yes, sir.
There's a long... and as I think, you said land development and hotel opportunities down here. I know when I'm riding around on the Strand, I see Cooper Wellons' name on I don't know how many signs. Call Cooper about a piece of land or about. It's amazing. I don't know how you do it. Your activities in that. How do you take all those phone calls?
Well, I'm not a realtor. I own everything I sell. My brothers are my partners, and just recently, in the last 6 months, we just formed a new management company of Porter, Wellons, and Pierce. And we do the Reef and the Firebird and Jonathan Harbor, the Hampton Inn and the Sleep Inn out on 501, and the Sleep Inn and the Gateway Inn in Spring Lake, North Carolina.
You're kidding.
So I have sort of let go of managing the hotels and strictly answering them phone calls on the land.
Golly. And there's land all up and down the Strand.
Well, I've been very fortunate. I've worked hard at it. I believe the success in it is you've got to get the people to like you that you're buying their land from. Right. And then you just work with them, and I've tried to go with the growth that I see is happening in Horry County.
Cooper, real quick, I think you said your children involved. How many children do you have?
Well, I have 4. My oldest son, Wesley, is 14. And then my oldest daughter, her name is Ashlyn, which is 12. And then I have a set of twins, which are Hunter and Chandler, which are 4 years old.
Golly. And are they all riders?
Oh, yeah. Hunter and Chandler will be, they're that close to riding their own horse.
So if they're to ride, they'll be riding with you?
I have a little miniature pony named Smokey,
right,
or a little miniature horse, and they will be riding him.
Golly, well, that'll be wonderful. So this will be a huge family, as you said, a big family event forever. How long have you been active in helping to plan for the ride-a-thon this year? Had you helped for other you said about 6 years ago, I know you said with Jack and Tammy.
Well, I've only really been really active and really involved, I'd say, for the last 3 years.
Okay.
I got a little bit involved last year, but this year I was really concerned that we were not going to have a place to have our ride-a-thon. And I just felt like that it meant enough to me that if there was any way I could help, I just wanted to get more involved. Mm-hmm. And I've called a lot of people out there that have called me over the years. I said, now it's time to help us, you know. And the local people have really come out and helped us.
They really have. To think about the Perry family opening up. Yesterday we had Paul.
Very gracious.
And to think about the opportunity to be here. I know there's so many events and so much that goes on the Strand, so many opportunities to really give back to the community, but I can't think of anything better than this, to bring folks in from all over the country and not only get the opportunity to ride on the ocean, but to support the Heart Association.
Well, people come from everywhere, and I have made and met a lot of friends just from this event that come down every year and ride in this Heart Association. I mean, from North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. I mean, they come from all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Cooper, why do you think it's such a special event for your family, for your children?
Well, I get involved in it because what it does, it brings my family together. I had much rather have my kids out here riding horses on the beach with me. There's nothing wrong with Ocean Boulevard instead of hanging out on Ocean Boulevard. And that we do it as a group, as a family, and that's the important thing about it. It's good quality time.
Very definitely. How about over the last few years, how the events changed, how you as a family have perceived the changes in the event? Some of the good things, obviously, change in last year was at Ocean Lakes Campground. Now at Lakewood, even before that, it would launch from, I guess, around the Air Force Base.
Well, it has changed. I remember when it was over there off 10th Avenue and 21st Avenue when we went all that far back. Mm-hmm. And I've watched Myrtle Beach grow with this ride-a-thon, just in my personal opinion, how the officials of Myrtle Beach and the Myrtle Beach Police Department, I mean, they've got it very organized. They manage and control the riders, and when you've got 1,000 horses, I mean, you've got you never know what that horse is going to do. Mm-hmm. And just from what I've seen and the amount of money and the way the community is getting involved in it is some of the biggest change I've seen.
Lastly, we have less than a minute, but any personal reasons why the Heart Association has really gotten to be your charity or one of your charities of choice? I know you're involved in so many things, but the Heart Association means a lot to Cooper Wellons.
Well, my grandfather, Allie Cooper, he died in his sleep of a heart attack. And my father, for years, the last 15 years of his life, he had major heart problems. He, heart surgeries, bypasses, and actually, when he passed away, part of it was heart problems. But I just feel like it's grown, and we all have to deal with it one day. And I'm involved in it because it makes me feel good to see what this event does for our community.
Absolutely. Cooper Wellons, Fayetteville native, man who got sand in his shoes after college and never left the area. Myrtle Beach is his home. You can get out and see him and his 4 children this weekend at the Ride-a-thon. Cooper, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Lakewood Camp and Resort in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the American Heart Association's 21st annual horseback ride-a-thon to be held here at Lakewood this weekend. And we're visiting with one of the active planners of the event and a Heart Association board member, Hilda Carter. Hilda, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Nice to be here, Greg.
Incredible to think of all the planning that went into the event, getting ready for this weekend, and still there's an opportunity for viewers or other folks to call in, to sign up, to get out here to volunteer for the event, the opportunity to get out and ride on the beach. What a great, great opportunity.
I know it. If they have a horse, they better come. I wished I could ride.
Are you not going to be riding this weekend, Hilda?
No, I'm going to be walking because I'm going to be taking pictures for my column.
You will be out here, though.
Oh, I'll be here.
Spectacular.
Yes.
Can you tell the viewers a little about yourself, Hilda? Are you originally from the area?
I am, and Wilmington, North Carolina also. And like Cooper said, once you get here and you get the sand in your shoes, you don't want to leave. So
you're truly a Carolina person,
oh,
Hilda.
yes.
Sir, from Wilmington, who's now been on the Strand for much of your life.
Yeah, don't want to tell how many.
Yeah, golly. Well, just knowing you'll be out here this weekend is a great opportunity for folks to get out. One thing I know that happened earlier this year, Hilda, a big opportunity, and an opportunity for the folks. I know they may have seen you a couple of months ago when you were on another Heart Association event out of Coastal Carolina. The governor presented you with the Silver Crescent Award earlier this year. What was that like?
Oh, it was shocking for one thing, because I never thought that I would receive anything like that. But I'm so appreciative to the governor for giving me the award, because, you know, you go through life and you do it for people, and you don't think about yourself. You're thinking about your fellow man. And so when you do something, you just don't really think about it. So it adds up, and just like the governor said, and then it comes that day that you get your crown. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what happened.
It truly did. It was an incredible event back in April.
Yeah.
Can you tell the viewers real quick, Hilda, about the column you write for Coast and Alternatives news magazines?
Mm-hmm. I've been with the magazine for 10 years, a little over 10 years now. And I started off with a column that was like 2 columns long, and with a couple of pictures. And now it's grown to 2 pages, and a lot of pictures, 12 to 13 pictures. And I go to all the parties, like if I want to help the Heart Association, I do a story on that with pictures. I do it for the Cancer Association,
sure.
or anybody. And it's just something that our local people are in. But now it's gone outside of Myrtle Beach, and it's actually in 2 Carolinas. And even up in Washington, D.C., I did a story up there during the inaugural ball.
Right.
So it's just spread everywhere.
It has. I know I've seen pictures in Alternatives from events in Florence, from events in Wilmington, events in Brunswick County, of course. Multiple pictures from events in Washington and the different inaugural balls, or the Southern Seasons event. I know you attended years ago out at Reagan Airport. What about for other publications you've been associated with here on the Strand or up in North Carolina? I think you've. Well,
in my high school days, I wrote a column just like this called Hilda's Corner. And it was in high school, and I started off with it, and it's so funny that it's come all the way around, and I'm still doing the same thing. But I had a couple of television shows, one with Fox, and then I've had one with WCT in Wilmington. Mm-hmm. So television, radio, and newspaper has sort of been my love, and I like doing it.
You've also got a website.
Yes, I do have
HildaCarter.com.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes, Hilda-Carter.com.
HildaCarter.com. Yeah. Well, viewers can surely tune into that. What about, Hilda, if there was any particular reason that you chose to support the Heart Association? I know you're a new board member on the Waccamaw Division.
Yes. Well, actually, I've had several strokes myself, but I lost my father and my mother both to strokes. So I know that we've come a long ways, because I wouldn't be alive today if it had not been for all the new treatments that you can get. In fact, I had about 4 years ago the same thing my father died with, and the carotid artery. And thanks to Dr. B. Yerkin here in Myrtle Beach, I'm alive today. So there's so many things that I can do myself by writing it in my column, taking pictures, letting people know who's involved, and that we'd like for them to be involved.
Hilda, you drive home such an important point. Oftentimes folks think of the Heart Association as just fighting heart disease. The Heart Association fights heart disease and strokes.
That's right.
That's a very important point you laid out. How about the planning for this year's event here at Lakewood Camp and Resort? I know you were instrumental in helping to lock up this location.
Well, Cooper Wellons, a friend of mine, of course, loves to ride horses. He called me and said that they were having a big problem. And I knew the Perrys here at Lakewood. We've been friends for years. And I called Don and asked him if we could come out and talk to him. And that's how it got started. And, of course, we did get the place. The Perrys is a good Christian family, and they've had a lot of heartaches, too. So they know what this is all about. So thanks to them, we're able to do this. And also the good part, too, is that a lot of this money stays here to help us.
Absolutely.
You know?
Helping in Orion, Georgetown, and around the area.
Yeah.
Very definitely. Why do you think Lakewood Camp and Resort ended up settling and supporting the Heart Association in this regard? Is there anything in particular you think that prompted them?
Well, I think that actually once Don knew about it and he went to the board members, a lot of them sitting on that board are Perrys, and they've had things with their family. In fact, their grandmother's in the hospital, Miss Perry, right now. So they knew what this would mean to the community, and they're always right there to help you if there's something to help the community.
Hilda, why do you think it's important for volunteers and other folks to participate in supporting the Heart Association and other events other than the Ride-a-thon?
Well, one of the main reasons is that one day it could save their life or a loved one's life. Like years ago, if my father had had the treatment that I was able to have and live, then look how far ahead we would have been, but we didn't have it. But we do now because of people like the Perrys, people that are on the board of the Heart Association. They care, and they know that this is a dreaded disease, and that if we don't work together, we're not going to accomplish anything.
Very definitely. A woman who recognized heart disease and strokes at a very early age and decided at some point she was going to get out and work to change. The Heart Association is the vehicle she's used. A recent recipient of the Silver Crescent Award, Hilda Merritt Carter. Hilda, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you for asking.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Lakewood Camp and Resort in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the 21st Annual American Heart Association's Horseback Ride-a-thon, and we're visiting with the woman who's in charge of registration, Elizabeth Barnett.
Yes.
Elizabeth, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Nice to see you, Greg.
Incredible opportunity to think about right now. In a couple of days, folks will be out here at Lakewood registering for an incredible event. Oftentimes, for many folks who've never been out here, one of the events of their lifetime on a horse.
It is. It's a rare opportunity.
It really is. To think right behind us, folks will be getting on the beach in hours, in
right.
48 hours or so. On Thursday and Friday, I think they can get out and ride on about a 4-mile stretch around here.
That's true.
On Saturday's the big day, though.
The big day.
That's
yes,
right.
It is.
Will folks be registering as late as Saturday?
They will. We're going to start registration this year one day early. We're going to start on Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
We'll do that till probably about 11 o'clock, and then we'll start again on Friday morning at 7, and we will go all the way through till they quit coming, which is usually about 11 o'clock at night, because a lot of these folks work all day on Friday, drive in on Friday night, so we have to be there to register them.
And they're driving in from all over the country.
All over, yes. It is so exciting.
I bet.
It is.
I bet.
It's so exciting.
Let's talk real quick about yourself, Elizabeth. You originally from the area?
I've been here for 18 years, which I hear makes me a native, but I'm from Rowland, North Carolina, and born and raised there on a farm.
And you are, am I correct, you're the at the Founders Center, National Bank of South Carolina?
I'm the branch manager at National Bank of South Carolina. I've been there for 3 years.
Okay, great. How long have you been in banking?
Gosh, just about all my life. I started at the age of 21. I've got out of banking for about 6 years and wised up and came back to what I know and love, which is banking.
There you go.
So it's all I know.
Well, that's great. And you said with NBSC for about 3 years.
3 years,
okay,
yes.
Great
bank.
How about as a horse lover? You're both a horse lover and are you a horse rider? Do you have your own horse?
I used to have my own horse. I started out with horses at a very young age, got horse fever as a young girl, and when I was 18, was able to purchase my first horse. I showed horses in my 20s, and after my son was born, it just wasn't to where I could do both, so I gave it up. But through the American Heart Association and the Ride-a-thon, it's given me a chance to be back with my horse friends, meet new horse friends. I'm involved, and I love it. It's the best thing I ever did.
And the opportunity to help the Heart Association.
Oh, yes, definitely. I've helped the Heart Association off and on the whole time I've been at the beach, about 18 years. Thanks to Jack Monroe, who'd call me up and say, "Hey, Elizabeth, I need help." I would help. But for the last 2 years, I've been very active. I'm on the board of the Heart Association. I firmly believe in it. Both of my parents had heart problems. My mother actually died of her first heart attack. And because on the scene, the people who first arrived did not know CPR, she's not with us today. So it's near and dear to my heart that I'm here working for the Heart Association. I don't want that to happen to someone else.
No, very definitely. Getting the word out is so important, and there's so many things that folks can do. There's basic CPR training classes.
There's
child CPR classes they can take. Even here in Myrtle Beach, there's classes all the time at the hospitals. First Presbyterian Church has got them child CPR, adult CPR, every type of CPR imaginable if you're willing to sign up and make that effort to go in and learn.
And everybody should make that effort. In my case, I might have my mom today. Especially with children, the pools around the area, they need to know child CPR too.
Elizabeth, did you say how long you've been working with this event, the Ride-a-thon?
I've been working with this event probably off and on for the 18 years I've been at the beach, thanks to knowing Jack and his wife Margot. But actively the last 2 or 3 years.
Great.
And this year I've taken on the responsibility of registration, which is quite an undertaking.
Absolutely, with upwards of potentially 1,000 riders out here.
And they all come in and they all want to be registered fast, and they all got different questions that we have to be prepared to answer, because we want them to have a good image of the ride and of the beach, so we want to do everything professionally.
Speaking of image, the right image has been given by your employer to give you the opportunity to get out here and volunteer for the Heart Association.
Definitely. They're very supportive of my work with the Heart Association.
That's a wonderful thing. What about any family or friends who'll be out here participating in the event this weekend? You said horse riding friends have been there and you're meeting new ones all the time.
I think I love my new ones. I've got a lot of my friends who do come and ride. I know a lot of people in the area who have horses. But probably what I love the most is meeting the new people that come in and greeting them, and they'll say, "Oh, yes, I talked to you on the phone," and I love meeting them, and they're so nice. Horse people are wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
very
they are.
definitely.
They
I can't
are.
wait to see a lot of them this weekend. How about how the event has changed over the past few years? I know it's with 21 years under its belt. I think Jack Monroe yesterday said that the first ride there were 35 riders. They raised $1,800 to support the Heart Association.
And last year we were upward over 100. So if you think we're not a profitable, ride, it's unreal. And we have the potential to do so much more for the Heart Association. With the participation we have, with the people on the beach that help support us, that lend their prizes or their money to help us, it's been wonderful. So there's just no limit to what we can do. What has amazed me is the people who are so into trail riding. And that is why I think our event's grown so much. One of the reasons is because people are so interested in trail riding now. And they look for events to come to and see we fit right into it.
Yes, very good.
It's just kind of grown with them. So we're very excited.
Tammy Eves mentioned yesterday there's another event going on this weekend up in Manchester, and the big difference obviously is one's riding up there and one's riding on the Atlantic Ocean.
But to anyone listening who's not coming, where else do you get the opportunity to stay in a top quality campground and to ride on our beautiful beaches? It's a once-of-a-lifetime chance. I mean, you just don't get to do it.
And to help a charity at the same time.
And to help a charity at the same time.
What do you enjoy most about the event, Elizabeth?
My favorite thing is just the camaraderie. We have such a good time. And even though the volunteers work very, very, very hard, we laugh and we have a good time. We cook for each other. I've made some of the best friends I have here, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Elizabeth Barnett, branch manager at NBSC at the Founders Center here in Myrtle Beach. Camaraderie is the word, meeting new friends and seeing old friends that she's met through the Ride-a-thon over the last many years. Elizabeth, thanks so much for being with us this morning and helping the Heart Association.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned for more Carolina People coming up next.